Hi everyone, my name is Valohna Wynn and I am the Art Director for Safe House of the Desert. Welcome to Skills Lab. I'd like to tell you a little bit today about our procedures and policies in Skills Lab so that you have a good understanding of what it is I'll be expecting of you and what you can expect of me as we spend time together in our two and a half hour modules 3 days a week. So the first thing I want to address, one, is welcome. And to come into Skills Lab, first and foremost, it is my pleasure to teach you everything that I can about tools, responsibility, technique, and to give you some sort of a life skill that you can take home with you to actually help you self-sustain. Now, part of that, what it takes, it's going to take some organization skills. So the first thing we do in Skills Lab is that every morning that you come to my class, what you'll see is it'll be set up ready for you to go to work right away. I will have defined projects that we're going to do. We may have 3 different projects to choose from depending upon what your mood is. But let's say today is jewelry making day. Now everybody likes making jewelry, so I'm going to tell you about what the procedures and the organizational needs I have as you work in that class with me. The first thing is respect. Not only respect for the space, but respect for the tools and respect for each other using the tools. So from an organizational perspective, you're going to see that there are bins by every chair and they have your name on it. In that bin is a set of tools. And let's say these tools look like these are round nose pliers, or these might be flat nose pliers. You might come across this, which is sharp. This is a wire cutter. You can see the blades are very, very sharp. And you might also have a hammer, depending upon what we're doing. Now, all of these tools fit within the bins, and they're counted, so I know what tools go where and who has them and how many pieces they have. We have to do a tool count so I can maintain the material so everybody gets an opportunity to use really good tools. Once you finish using the tools at the end of our class, you're going to be putting them back in the bin, and then all of those bins will be placed in a big tub that goes in my office. Now I want to tell you about the safety about these particular tools. First and foremost, let's just start with one of them. Let's say the round nose pliers. The round nose pliers actually are very sharp at the end. And so it's really important that you know that you can't be waving these around and pointing at people, and you can't be having them anywhere near and close to anyone's body. Even with you using them, I want you to work further away from your eyes because I don't want to have any kind of metal that comes off of, let's say, the beads or the glass that we're working with get in your eye. We don't typically wear safety goggles when we work with jewelry wire because we're working with beads and acrylic and stuff that isn't necessarily dangerous. But if you're mindful of how you're turning and you're using these pliers, they will last you not only a lifetime, but they will also give you great results. Now, another thing that we're going to be looking at is these are wire cutters. The thing about wire cutters are these are actually one of the most dangerous of the tools we use. That sounds probably really silly, but what it is when we're cutting 16 gauge or 18 or 16 gauge wire that's been curled, what will happen is you have 2 ways of looking at these. One is you'll see that these actually go up or they go down. When we're cutting wire, from a safety perspective, it's really vital that you cut down where the blade goes down. Here's why. If you cut up, what happens, the small piece of wire you're clipping off ejects and goes into the person right next to you. This can put an eye out. Also too, as you're working with these very sharp, these go through metal, so as you're working with these very sharp tools, you have to be careful how you're using them and you're being mindful about it, okay? Another thing is we're going to be working with hammers, because sometimes what we're using is using this end of the hammer to kind of create some sort of texture. Also too, hammers are not meant to play with. They're not a toy. These are actually tools that create specific patterning within jewelry, and so I want you to be very, very careful about how you use these. So, tools are not toys. That's my motto. Flat nose pliers, actually, these are actually probably our safest piece that we have because they're not sharp here, they're not going to cut anything, but they're actually very vital in terms of doing specific types of turns and curves. So additional things, let's say we weren't making jewelry. Let's say we were painting. This is a simple object, it's a paintbrush. Couple of things. If you use it once and you don't wash it out, it dies. It has no life. So it's really important that at the end of each class, what you do is you wash it out and then you squeeze that water right out of the end. And then it has to be stored straight up. Why? I tell you why. As water goes down the barrel, it goes down the barrel and goes into a cup. And these cups are in the bathroom and you'll see them. They're marked for wet paintbrushes. If you leave the brush in the cup upside down, all that water pools into what we call the flange here, and it actually it loosens the glue, and then the whole top will fall off. Then you don't have a paintbrush to work with. So I try to buy the best materials that I can for you to work with, and what I require in exchange is to have you take care of them just as I would take care of them myself. So a routine task on every class, what you're going to be expected to do is, just as you walked into the classroom was set up for you, you were ready to work, and now I'm going to need your help in order to what we call strike the classroom. Striking a set is a theater term or a movie term that means you strike the entire area and it's pristine and you start over. What that looks like for us is that we're clearing the tables, we're rolling up the mats, we're putting away all the tools in the bins, and the bins are taken to my office. And then what you're going to do is you're going to make sure that you turn the chairs upside down and make sure that everything is in good order and it looks like we left no trace behind. Now at the end of class you may want to get a hold of me, and so here's how you can do that. You can email me at ValonnaWynn@operationsafehouse.org. You can call me at Safe House, and they will leave a message for me in my box so that when I come to work, I can attend to you and what your needs are. Also, what I can offer you is a half an hour before class or a half an hour after class. If you have specific needs and things that you need to talk to me about in order to help you make a better product or to help you understand the lesson plan. Every lesson plan will be very interactive. You'll be able to do it step by step with me. I won't leave you hanging where you don't know what the next step is. I leave no children behind. And so I'm really looking forward to working with you. My nickname is Lady V, so you can call me that because Valohna is a lot of letters, and that can be a little bit challenging when all you want to do is get to the end of the day and have a beautiful product that you've created. So thanks for listening, class. I'm looking forward to meeting you and working with you. We're going to have a really great time, and I promise you I'm going to teach you things that you can take out into the world that may cost you $2 and you can charge maybe $10 for them. So I'm going to help you make money so that you always self-sustain and you remember the lessons that we teach. Thanks for visiting and thanks for being here. I'm looking forward to teaching you.